Hey guys and girls, and welcome back to Greatest Good Tarot. I hope you're doing well and keeping out of mischief. You're joining us in the middle of a rainstorm type malarkey. It's very, very lovely indeed. Have I changed into trousers from shorts? No, it's summer and I'm British. And I am going to continue wearing shorts until it gets proper nippy. It's not proper nippy yet. So if you hear any noises in the background, that's basically what it is. Anyway. This is breaking this afternoon, and I felt like I needed to do a reading about it concerning the massive data breach from the MOD. I may get some of the names wrong. It's basically what's in the public domain at the moment. And for legal reasons, everything from this point onwards is a complete lie. How's that? There we go. I'm completely making it up. So there. It's for entertainment purposes only, blah, blah, blah. So, now we covered our backs a bit. And I'm going to use these cards again because they're calling to me to use. And then we'll go into the usual way we do a reading. But it was one of those situations where watching some of the announcement this afternoon, there was no apology to the UK taxpayer. There was an apology, quite rightly, to the Afghanistan people who were on that Excel spreadsheet, leaked. But there's no apology to us. And supposedly they're saving us money from £7 billion estimated for all relocations to about 5 to 6 billion. So that's good. That's good. Now they can talk about it. What's a billion between friends? But for some reason, these cards want to talk, and we're going to do that. And then we'll get into the usual reading concerning what's kind of going on. Finally, before we get into that, one thing I really wanted to say is the next time they want you to talk about digital ID, tell them about this. Remind them about this, that the government cannot be trusted. And it's not the only data leak. There are councils, over the years, councils and other government agencies, and I believe the NHS and police and so on and so forth. They all have had their issues. And so, quite frankly, can't be trusted. Simple as that. I also found out, which I found interesting in their statement, that even though the Met Police investigated allegedly, possibly, maybe, that no one's lost their job over this, and part of the statement was that the people involved, or the person involved, still works there, which is good to know. So it's no one's I'm sure they've lost learned their lesson and haven't lost anything. So that's good to know. So no apologies. No one is responsible, and all good. Good to know. So let's find out what these cards want to say, because they're screaming at me. So let's find out together. So hope you're having a good day, apart from all this shenanigans. I was thinking to myself, it's a bit of a slow news week. I've been looking... Oh, Queen of Wands. I've been looking in the comments, and I haven't seen many suggestions that have been kind of... Oh, hello. Piquing my interest kind of thing. No one's upvoting any down there, so if you want to, while I'm doing this, please. That really wants to come out. Okay, so overarching energy, sneaky sausages. 7 of Swords. Now this is deception, denial, all that kind of stuff. Sneaky thieves in the night energy, which they've been hiding this for years. And that's the other thing that is interesting, that people in the know made sure, for security reasons, even though security was nowhere there, to prevent this super injunction type malarkey, which is a troubling... what else is there? You know what I mean? What else are they hiding? It's a simple question, basic question. Now, we've got the Queen of Wands, who is very passionate. Obviously, it's wands, it's passion. It's all about kind of knowing what they want to do, how they want to do it. They're really kind of like joyful, happy, determined, really wanting to get going. But then we've got the Ace of Wands in reverse. Now, upright, for the boys and girls that are learning tarot, that's the aha moment, the light bulb moment, the spark of inspiration. In reverse is obviously the complete opposite. So it's unsure, don't know what to do, don't know how to do it, kind of just generally no zest, nothing's there. Okay, so even though we've got it's almost as if the Queen of Wands is what they're trying to portray, but actually they're up a certain creek without a paddle. They don't know what to do. There's no kind of way out of this. There's no kind of shenanigans in that respect. Then we've got the King of Swords here, who is the authority figure. Okay, back in the day, the King of Swords would be the local lord who kind of held court in the grand hall type thing. He's the only one that looks directly at you. Okay, all the other kings are all kind of like side profile, that kind of thing. So this is all about truth, honesty. Obviously, a sword is normally about information, data, which is perfect for this reading. This is feeling as if there's the other shoe's going to drop. There's something else that that is coming out or will come out connected to this. I don't feel it's direct, but now people can know about it. Now people, working people in the media can report about it and discuss about it and all that kind of stuff. It feels strongly that there's more to this than meets the eye. There's another level to this. And I know that there's a public version, they're calling it, a report about this, which is perfect, all ready to be published and everything, which is helpful. However, and also, has anyone noticed that it's written by some guy called Rimmer? So it's the Rimmer Report or something like that. And all I can think about is Red Dwarf and Arnold Rimmer. It's like, what? Who let him write something? You got to laugh at this sort of shenanigans. But they're trying to get away with this. There's another level to this that I'm getting here. That if they spin it a certain way and all that kind of stuff, and it's, we're saving $1 billion, it's going to be this, that, and the other, and all that malarkey, and there's something else here that we're not seeing. The Six of Cups. Trying to go back to a previous, like, more joyful time, going back, kind of almost put it back in the genie back in the bottle, trying to, that kind of thing. If we word it, what I'm getting is that if we word it the right way, if we spin it the right way, we can brush this under the rug kind of energy, and we can go back to how things used to be. Okay. But we've got the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. This is failure, financial failure. This is the cost of shenanigans. This is complete. They're trying to portray stability. Yeah, they're trying to portray that everything's fine and all that kind of stuff, and they're still being sneaky. But this is not just up a certain creek without a paddle. This is full on shenanigans. This is the stability's gone. There's something about stability gone. And we'll discuss that a little bit, hopefully a bit further. Let me just move that out of the way. Let's get my proper deck. Me old chestnuts. So if you enjoy the channel and that kind of thing, please subscribe, ding-a-ling the bell. Please like all the videos. It genuinely helps out the channel so much. Gets us about and that kind of thing. And if you're reading along, comments down below. Your thoughts and that kind of thing, or suggestions for future readings, please put them down there and upvote them and all that kind of stuff. I know it's a bit of a slow news week, but it's yeah, it's a bit. It's almost as if they're preparing for this. They were. I'm getting the energy here of kind of bracing themselves, shoring themselves up. It almost as if I'm getting the energy, and I've only watched one version of this with the kind of Billie Piper in it, because I like Billie Piper. She's cool. Where with the Prince Andrew kind of interview and stuff like, because there's two versions, isn't there? And I think Billie Piper's version was on Prime, and it happened to launch. I was like, go on then, let's give it. And I'm getting that energy of where the scenes where they're practicing the interview before the interview, in like a secret location, and they're like, what about this? What about this? That's what I'm getting again, like here. This is why there's been kind of a vacuum of anything, because they knew this was going to hit the fan, and they were preparing for it for some time. Yeah, there's also the King of Swords is really staring me out. It's almost as if, you know what, we should be looking about what else is going on, because this feels like this is the Six of Pentacles, give and take of data. King of Swords again. Like there's something here that's happening right now, and this is quite rightly going to take the vacuum of the situation, take all the air out, and focus on this. But I think there's something here about preparing for this kind of information dump, and also preparing something else that's happening right now. So let's see if that comes out. I hope so, because yeah, these feel almost ready now. So let me there we go. Right, okay. Cut the deck, doo-ba-doo-ba-doo, and let's go from here. Vision. There's stuttering Starmer. Oh dear, can't get away from the sod. I just want a break, please. Eyes, we know from now, eyes on the prize, vision, intent, blah, blah, blah. What plan he's on, I still don't know. The devil. There's something here about quite literally the turning of his back. This is someone else's to deal with. I'm getting that kind of energy here with the devil card. It's almost as if he's trying to run for the hills kind of energy. Or as the previous government, working people. We made do with what we could do, working people. It's that kind of... Taking the leap of faith, the Fool card. Page of Pentacles. This is what I was just talking about, where they're using this as a major distraction while something else is going on. The Page of Pentacles is that. Hopefully further down, we'll be able to find out what this is. universe, infinite growth, infinite possibilities, infinite, right? One of the 4 extra cards in this deck, which we refer to on this channel as the Epic Arcana. So it's like using, this is what I'm saying over here, using this as an opportunity to get away with something, taking this leap of faith. And that's the passionate moving on. Sorry, these cards here are a bit slippery, and that's why they're moving around a bit. So I do apologize for the OCD amongst us, with their protractors against the screen, going, "That's not straight." But this is the Knight of Wands here, galloping on. Notice how we're connecting here with a triangulation. We're turning our back from this crazy. We're using this as an opportunity to gallop on for whatever this is over here. Having faith. The unknown card. Once again, Epic Arcana. We know what's inside this egg. It's a chick. Shockingly, I know. We don't have to smash it open. We don't have to, we know what's going to happen. If we leave it alone, just let it there and have the faith that it's going to come out absolutely fine. Yeah? It's that energy there. So even though we may be curious, we may want to kind of like get into the details and stuff, it's leaning into that faith. And there's something here having the faith that they're going to get away with this energy. 3 of Swords, heartbreak, death card, they're not. The sneakiness, they're not going to get away with this. I'm getting the energy that it's going to double. It's almost like a double down. Page of Swords. Flirting with ideas, flirting with possibilities. Yeah. Kind of like shooting the breeze about, how do we get out of this one? Well, we could do this and we could do that, or we could do that, plotting, planning, scheming kind of energy. Yeah. But the heartbreak is done. People are heartbroken. Issues have caused mischief and mayhem and suffering and sorrow and upset and all that kind of stuff. The death card keeps coming up recently. Kind of normally it's a vast majority of readings, I should say, at least, it's about a line in the sand. Yeah. What happened previously is dead and gone, and it's rebirth, renewal, that kind of stuff. But this keeps coming out. We even had a reading a couple of days ago. I can't remember off the top of my head which reading it was, but the death card came out 3 times. 3 times. It's like, and this keeps coming out as a full stop, no capital letter, no new paragraph, no new sentence. It's over. It's dead and gone and buried, and so it's that overarching energy, reviewing the situation with the 3 of Wands, underlying energy trying to move out from stormy waters into calmer shores. So they're desperate to move on from this. They're desperate to overcome what's happening, but they can't, no matter what, get into safety, but they can't do it. They cannot do it. So, because they just keep making stupid decisions, and they're all decisions. Okay. It's not difficult decisions. We're making the difficult choices. We're difficult. No. They're your decisions. That's it. Don't brand them as something. They're not. You seem to be making them remarkably easily, continually. It's not. It's by choice. I'll get off my soapbox. I'm so sorry. Right. I'm hoping to find out a little bit more about the other shoe dropping at the moment that they're trying to cover up. Yeah. They're trying to gallop on. There's all this movement of trying to move away from this. But it ain't happening. So let's go in the prediction deck and find out a little bit more information. And go from there. I hope you're doing well, by the way. for the new boys and girls, we have to waffle a little bit between the card, so we can shuffle the cards and make them feel ready and all that jazz. You know what I mean? So, but I hope you're doing all right. What have you been up to in your part of the world? What's new? Share down below. Let's flirt outrageously for a little bit. It's take a moment, take a beat. So let's have a cut the deck and royal family. What I'm getting from that one is keeping control. That's all I'm getting is keeping control, keeping it's like the spider in the middle of the web, kind of holding on tight to the reins, that kind of energy. Underwater, completely sunk. For the new boys and girls, we keep getting this for the water. Pressure mountain, can't swim, feeling of drowning for labour, that kind of stuff. Now they're completely underwater. They don't know what to do. They're pretty much drowning or drowned. Betrayed, backstabbed. I think this is general population energy. What's that one? Unknown faith. I think this is them, you and me, finding out what else they're doing at this point in time. While this distraction is going on, that's been orchestrated, it's been building up to this date at midday that they're going to release this data and information and reports and stuff like that. So they've had weeks knowing that this is going to come. Years, in fact, in some respects. So this feels like it's similar to the Ten of Swords, but I'm seeing two daggers in the back. Yeah, this is one that we're referring to here. I still want to know what this other one is. Health crisis. Surveillance record. Health crisis is it's a very similar guy, actually. It's even like almost wearing the same jacket as well. Even the badge on the side. So this feels like the crisis of the Labour Party. The health situation, and just not going to get out of this whatsoever. Surveillance record, this feels as if capturing what is going on at this time. I think it's got something to do with Northern Ireland. There's something... Because Labour Party, even though Conservatives, rightly or wrongly, back in the day said, look, we're going to put this bill out, this is from memory, so bear with me, that we're no longer going to prosecute either side over the Troubles. It's like we're going to draw a line in the sand, and that's that. And now, if I remember correctly, Jerry Adams got some money from the BBC or something, or which has opened up the can of worms again, and the Labour are trying to change the law to then start prosecuting the soldiers again. It's that. I'm sure it's something to do with that. Well, it's definitely something to do with the island of Ireland. I know that, and I'm just trying to pull it apart a bit but it feels as if, because I'll tell you the reason why. Let me try and explain this a little bit, just so we're all on the same page. What I got was Island of Ireland, World War III, which we've been discussing for quite some time here. We're ramping up, rightly or wrongly, ramping up with Ukraine, Russia, all that stuff, yeah? NATO are all in. That's what they want to do. But it's got this energy about it that at the same time, rightly or wrongly, soldiers on both sides following orders over in on the island of Ireland or they're trying to make it they're no longer protected. And so it's got this energy here of why would you go to war or go to even if Iraq, Afghanistan, all that shenanigans as well, following orders of the government, and then the government is now going to prosecute you for murder and stuff like that. Do you see what I'm saying? It's that there is this kind of oh, excuse me, my throat just went crazy there. So I think we're on my throat chakra. I think we're on the right track. Something to do with that. Yeah. Overarching energy, planned outcome. That's what we were just talking about. Cover up to do something or other. Energy weapon. This is people. Notice the color change. This is you and me. All of these ones are pretty much you and me. There's occasional differences, but this is us being enlightened, waking up, realizing what's really going on, realizing that we're being betrayed. People are being betrayed. Soldiers are being betrayed, backstabbed, all that kind of stuff. Do you see what I mean? So yeah, there's what's that want to come out? Uprising, rebellion. Remember, it has to be peaceful, no matter what. Any rebellion, any uprising, any sort of protest, anything like that. Think Gandhi with deodorant and sensible shoes. That's what I keep on saying on this channel, but it has to be that way. You've got to be holier than thou. Arson is still arson. Vandalism is still vandalism. You've got to be holier than thou. Okay. I'm being told the Kipper deck, and then where's my outcome card? We'll go for the outcome. But there's definitely something here that I just don't get it. There's something here which means it shuts down and the other plan, like World War III, and that kind of thing. Community, sudden wealth, journey. The community in this instance doesn't feel like the Afghanistani people that were supporting the UK and the US and all that kind of stuff. That feels more about you and me. That feels more connected about like the betrayals. The sudden wealth here feels more like value than money. It's like the value of being able to hold people accountable, the value of something else here. Realizing what's going on. There's something. It's like it's a worth. It's tangible. It feels like, but it's not money. It doesn't feel like money. It doesn't feel like savings. It feels more about. It's like there's something. I'm gonna this is a throwaway. These seem to come up quite frequently later on after I've thrown them away, kind of thing. But a throwaway kind of line, a throwaway kind of energy that's popped in here is that how can somebody who says nasty words on Twitter or Facebook and that kind of thing can get 3 years, as an example, but somebody who costs the country basically billions of pounds by leaking, intentionally or otherwise, by leaking sensitive MOD data spreadsheet, gets off scot-free and keeps their job. Do you see what I mean? And their supervisors and their managers and all. Do you see what I'm saying? It's something. it feels like this or that kind of energy. It's comparison energy with the wealth. And the journey here, as next door neighbour seems to be cutting their grass just after the rain has started, or stopped. I think it's stopped now. But this journey here, it feels more about, it's like investigative, kind of looking into the, whatever this is to do with what's also happening. And this is being, it feels like the exercise of finding the data, the records, the reports, the people, the names of signing, putting their names to things, that kind of stuff. It feels like now we know it, we've got to find, push it and push and push. Overarching energy, high honor again. The high honor in this instance is that this is the level we expect you to be. You're the MOD, for goodness sake. This is what we want you to be. How have you, got so this low, kind of thing, Underlying energy, privileged lady. It's protection. They're protecting themselves. They're protecting their own institutions. You see what I'm saying? It's that kind of thing. Right, outcome. Let's get the outcome cards. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Right, let's have a look at this. So, but yeah, there is, like, keep your eyes peeled for some sort of kind of throwaway kind of, oh, by the way, we're doing this thing. The comparison could even be, and I don't mean this in a us versus them or disrespectful in that sort of way, but how can you, like, as an example, how can you spend billions on protecting these people that quite rightly helped us, and support them and their families and all that kind of stuff? Okay, fair enough. But at the same time, throw our veterans under the bus. It's got that kind of context to it. There's some sort of double standards, some sort of betrayal. And why does that stop at what prevents then the following wars that have happened under Blair? What prevents those brave service people not being thrown under the bus by the government that they were following the orders from? Do you see what I mean? It's like, where does this end? What are you doing? And so if anyone, I would, well, it's up to you and people, but if I get away quick. I know that a lot of people are leaving the service, RAF, Army, etc., because of this sort of betrayal. It's like, what's the point? I've got one person that I kind of know a couple of months ago, kind of very, I think he has now left, but at the time he was pondering about it. And over a pint, I was like, they basically said, the amount of training they've got and, has been invaluable, right? They've really enjoyed themselves. They've really, they felt like they've put into the country and that kind of thing. But why should they then spend the rest of their life constantly looking over their shoulder with anxiety and worrying whether or not the goalposts are going to change again, and suddenly they're up up in court and stuff, like, for something that they were just following orders? It's that kind of energy. Right, outcome. These feel a bit clunky, this outcome. This may still be up in the air, but from what we've already discussed, it feels like a well-orchestrated plan. So, and we've had planned outcomes. So it's like, it seems very confusing right now, energetically. Right, here we go. What did I say? What did I say? The backstabbing, the betrayal, yeah? The knives in the back. Exactly. Straight out, people calling it out, the value, yeah? Queen of Swords. Bit of a knee-jerk reactor, the Queen of Swords, okay? To the point, cut crap out, all that stuff, kind of like right to it. Truth, knowledge, wisdom, clarity, information. They can't, and notice she's looking, because we always like the pretty pictures, looking towards the betrayals, the multitude of betrayals here, yeah? And calling it out, making it known, all that kind of stuff. Empress, also looking at the betrayal. The Empress here is surrounded by the fruits of her labor, her harvest. What does that really mean? Skills, mindset, knowledge base, understandings, friends and family, driving license, GCSEs, O-levels, A-levels, or everything that she's accumulated in life. That's what is her fruits of her labor, yeah? So she too, so we've got calling it out here, but this feels resourceful. This feels like a community. This could be, it feels like multiple. This feels like, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm being distracted by the lawnmower. What is that word I'm looking for? It could be kind of like a legal charity. It could be, it's not, trust me, it's not, but it's something like Age UK, an organisation, a charity that supports veterans, for example, or support like Help for Heroes maybe. And they've got assets, they've got resources, they've got connections, they can support. Yeah, it's that kind of energy. Sneaky buggers again. Seven of Swords again. Yeah, this is, notice how everybody's looking over here, there's betrayal, but then there's sneaky buggers on the other side. This is what I'm on about. So while everyone's calling out the shenanigans, how much it's costing and all that jazz, right? The other shoe is dropping, yeah? Ace of Cups, the offer of support. Wheel of Fortune, upright. Good luck, good karma, good destiny. Good, good, good. Yeah? It's upright. It feels upright. The change is there. And now suddenly, Page of Swords, calling out the Seven of Swords there. Notice, I'm just being distracted, notice that the Seven of Swords is looking at the Page of Swords. This feels like social media. People slowly but surely calling it out, and it gets louder and louder and louder and louder. It's like, it feels as if it's growing up into the Knight of Swords, and then obviously we've had the Queen, so maybe the King of Swords, and it's that kind of leveling up of pressure on this sneakiness. Five of Wands. Judgment. The trumpet of truth. So when I was saying it was leveling up, that's the calling out. There we are. So even though they plan out, oh, we can get this in the backhander, kind of helping each other out and sort of like behind closed doors, and we can sort this out, and it's all behind scenes and no one's going to notice, and all straight called out. So not only they're damned over here, Labour, government in general, they're damned over here about all these betrayals they're doing, but also they're being called out over here as well. Both sides. So this feels like media on the airwaves, the debates, and pretty much no one can. I'm being reminded of, what's his name? Darren, isn't it? Something like that. One with the glasses on Question Time that was called out. That was like, saying about a majority of the asylum seekers are children and women, and the whole audience and the panel just go against him. It's like calling him out on his BS. Absolute lies. Part of the Treasury, isn't he? Chief of staff of the Treasury, which is questionable why he's doing what he did there. But anyway, and he backtracked. He's like, when I visited, it seemed to be that no, right, whatever. But it feels something like that. The pushback. They try and we'll fix this and that, and no one wants to hear it. It's like no. So this feels like more legal. This feels more like charities, all like this pressure on both sides. It's like, no, while they're doing this, other people are calling out judgment, the sneaky sausages over here. And here's the compromise. Page of Pentacles. It's like, oh, well, walking people. Oh, hello. Oh, it's all going off here. Could make me jump. Oh, my heart's pounding on that. I think that's some sort of spark, some sort of escalation. It's like, oh no, we've got to focus on this now. With the falling of that and the jump scare that I just got there, and maybe you too. I'm sorry. But it's to break up what's happening. This feels like over 2 weeks, and then suddenly jump scare. Page of Pentacles. Focus on this. Focus on this. Trying to move on from stormy waters into calmer shores. They're desperate. This is flirting with possibilities. Trying to make connections, but it ain't going to work. It's just like no one cares. Just shut up. Go away. Hold on, the Six of Swords wanted to slip there. What's that? Chariot, trying to move on double. Trying desperately to move on, but no one wants it. We don't want you to move on. We want you to bugger off. You get the hint, kind of energy. Yeah? Oh, this is interesting. So, so this is going to escalate. Now, couple this, I'm just kind of like on top of everything else, kind of trying to bring it together with the junior doctors and all that we've talked about before. When it's mounting, yeah? Remember what I've said. The only way this works is Gandhi with deodorant and sensible shoes. Okay? That's all I'm saying. But this is where it's kind of this is kind of I can't remember which because readings are all over the place at the moment, but I can't remember which specific reading it was. But when I said there was one last the one last kind of spark before, or betrayal or upset, or enough's enough, yeah, this is it. Whatever they're doing right now to try and sneak it through, or while everyone's looking over here, this is it. That just sparks it all off. Yeah. So, fury. Exactly. Straight out. Exactly. You and me. Everyone's kind of absolutely rah. Notice it's on the Seven of Swords as well. Now they're frightened. Now they're scared. Everyone pointing out, bullying the bully kind of thing. And now, and like this, exactly, the strategy, the Page of Pentacles, jump scare, trying to like distract again. It's like, no, they're cursed. Exactly. Everyone else is calm. Everyone else just wants a simplicity life, kind of chill out, relax. Yeah. And they just, and that's it. We need to get rid of this curse kind of energy. You're the problem, not us, you. That kind of energy. So we've got to leave it here for now. So I hope you liked at least the way I read, not necessarily the message. Thumb your like. Generally helps out the channel. Please subscribe, ding-a-ling in the bell if you haven't already, and all that jazz. Comment down below if you were reading along, if you know what this is, if you find out what this could possibly be. Comment it down below. Educate myself and the greatest good village. But until next time, where we do this crazy shenanigans all over again, take care. Look after yourself. Be well. And thank you for your company. I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.